Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Watch Natalie, spelled N-A-T-A-L-E-E. It is your favorite Capricorn on YouTube. I hope you're having a great day today. Mine was incredibly long. I just got back. Haven't even touched up my makeup or anything. So I'm here to do your daily reading for Saturday, May 25th. Okay. Now, those of you who have been here, you know the thing. And if you're here for the first time, the thing is that time spirals. It goes like this. And so I always ask, what does that mean for energy? I used to just ask, and now I just tell you. What it means is that you can connect with and resonate with someone or something or some energetic signature today, tomorrow, 4 years from now. This video, you could resonate. This video long after I've published it or in the time that I'm publishing it. It's how we connect with art and writing and literature and paintings from thousands of years ago. We're all connected, and it's part of that. It's like, if this is your life, and remember, time is a spiral, and there's something I can pick up, maybe like right here, and I'm over here, and you're going in your life, and I tap into that energetic signature, and then I speak it into this tarot video, and it's coming into these, cards. That's what that means, and that's how it kind of. Does that make any sense? Maybe not. I do need to do a longer video. Someone did ask me to do a longer video about that. And I will. I just have to get around to it. Today was a time crunch, so today was crazy. Yeah, yesterday's video was really intense, the lovers, and it definitely was someone else's energy. It was not mine. Today did not go that way for me in any, except for the independent female part, the one that came up as like the star. That Nine of Pentacles woman comes up as like an independent. You saw that. I don't even know what to say. Nine of Pentacles. She's a very independent female. She came up in yesterday's reading. Could be a earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I don't know. We'll just have to go with it. Yeah, she's very independent in her manners and everything, and she's either independently wealthy, she works, she makes her own wealth, or it's inherited and she's independent in that respect. I feel so weird talking about it now that it just like, anyway. So she's very distinctive. She doesn't wear like the normal, like a uniform or the things that everyone wears. She's at least in the tarot deck, she's in her own decorative clothing. So she's just very comfortable. She shows up a lot as a single female. This is the woman who is this is before she becomes the Queen of Pentacles, before she finds her counterpart. You know, she's taken up falconry. She has a little snail at the bottom. This is a female who's gone through all of her cycles, so to speak, and she's very ripe. And that's what I channeled yesterday, is that she's just very like ripe for the picking, ripe to be married, ripe to start like the next era of her life, because she's already conquered the independent, feminine world. And the next step from that would be to share and create a world and a life with a counterpart. And it's so interesting, because I was thinking about it today, how I didn't really resonate with my own reading yesterday. I thought about all the other couples that commented where it is resonating for you. And then just now talking about the one part that I did resonate with, which was the single independent female, because, I had some issues to deal with today that I just handled, because I just thought about it. I thought, wow, I'm so happy that I'm responsible now. so happy that I'm responsible now, that I can just take care of everything. Without any kind of like emotional ups and downs. Whatever happens, like I take care of it. I'm responsible. I have things like insurance, and I know who to call and what to do, and protocols. And that's what this woman is. She's sort of conquered all of those types of things. She's conquered how to regulate her own emotional being. She's conquered how to live life as an independent person. Okay, in her own little process of maturation. They're telling me to shuffle. Okay. King of Swords. Someone's about to make a decision, or someone has already made a decision. It could be her, or it could be something about her. It could be a decision about this person, or it could be this person making a decision. I kind of think they're different people, though. I kind of think that this is one character, the single female, and it doesn't have to be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Take it as it resonates. That's another thing. One little part of one of my videos could resonate for you, and an entire video could resonate for you. So you have to take it as it resonates, and take what you can use, just discard the rest. So I'm getting that this is just that energy that's coming through for me. Like, this is just like a practical person. You know, the coins are practical. They're hardworking people, hardworking energies. So just someone who just can, they're just practical. The King of Swords. This is a male, a masculine energy who's very logical. And the high evolution of the swords suit, the King of Swords is someone who can make decisions very confidently. They're just very confident in the decisions that they make because they've taken great time and thought and detail into the decisions that they're making, so that when they make the decision, it's the right decision to make. And that's really the King of Sword energy. It doesn't have anything to do with cruelty or hurting people's feelings or being unnaturally defensive. It's just about making the correct decisions. It's really what it is. It's really just being definitive, being confident in your decision making. And there's just like no wishy-washy. It's not wishy-washy. This is someone who is not wishy-washy about a decision that they are decision. Oh, like I said, it's just been a long day. I don't feel so cute today. It's not a good feeling to go on camera, especially if you anyway, telling me to move it right along now. Yeah, he's made a decision. Okay. 3 cards came out together, so I read them together. Incredible. The 9 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Chariot. This Ace of Pentacles is just creeping me out. This is really, really intense right now. So someone is really anxious about this woman. Someone is really it's like they're worrying about her, and they're thinking about her, and it could be this. Now take it as it resonates. These roles could be. It could be either one of these characters. Let's put it that way. If you are the pentacled woman, the falconry woman, that's who you are. And if you're the decisive, decision-making King of Swords, this is like the older, mature man, then that's you, or the masculine. Take it as it resonates. But someone's really anxious. This is like staying up at night, just being anxious about something, anxious about the way something's going to go, or even just worrying about someone else. And I mean, that's one thing that I had really under control today. My Beamer finally, it died in the middle of like a horrible neighborhood in like Chicago. And, you just do the thing. It's not my first rodeo. I called my auto insurance, and then I called my mechanic, and I called my mom, told her what was going on, so she knew what was going on with me. I never worried about myself or anything. I was born in the worst ghetto of the country, so nothing really scares me. No person scares me. I have like a bajillion weapons and millions and zillions of backup weapons. But in this scenario, it could be the King of Swords worrying about this single female, or it could be this single female like worrying about the King of Swords energy. So, but someone's staying up late at night worrying. Obviously, I'm here doing this video, so I'm okay. I could take care of myself. But that could be, that sentiment where someone's just kind of generally worried about someone. And it could also be this. It could also be that someone is stressing out about the Chariot and about the Ace of Pentacles. Now, why would someone stress out about 2 victorious cards? The Chariot is victory. It's like an athletic victory. It's like an athlete's victory. It's like it could even be the campaign win victory. He's on his, he's being able to drive his chariot forward. This is someone's made up their mind about beginning something, and they're just generally nervous about it. It's like he's nervous. Not that he's nervous about her well-being, like the way I just said it with like, I mean, that just like happened to me today. It was fresh in my mind, so I picked it up. But what I really think is that this King of Swords is nervous about approaching this single female. That's so sweet. Because the chariot is success. It's like moving your chariot forward and having like decisive confidence. You know, there's real confidence here. Then the Ace of Pentacles is like it's like a physical reality. It's the beginning of something long lasting. The aces are the most potent and pure energies of the entire suit. So the pentacles are everything, like I said, that's like hard, that you can actually touch and smell and feel and hold in your hands. So if this woman weren't, if this single female didn't show up in the way that she showed up, I would say this is business. But I feel like this is a relationship. I feel like the masculine is really, really nervous about, he's nervous about approaching her. That's really interesting. Okay, I'm going to remember how I only share myself when it like fits. I'm not a closed book, but it's like you just have to ask which page to turn to and then you get information. Well, the tarot cards are just like summoning this information for you so that you can benefit from my examples. So, for instance, using my life as an example, it's something I was thinking about kind of earlier today, that, you know, because remember I was talking about Lizzie Bennett yesterday. I thought, you know, I think I come across kind of Queen of Swordsy, where I don't come across flexible. I don't come across open or something. And it's a real shame because I'm very like accommodating, and I'm happy to accommodate. I'm happy to be open-minded. Now let's take it for, I've never been as open-minded as I am right now, you know, but this kind of speaks of someone who's sort of, it's like she's so independent. She's so independent that she comes across as, you know, really easy to turn him down. Like, oh, it'd be like nothing for her to turn me down. It'd be, you know, I could just totally crash and burn here. And he's like nervous about it. It's like he wants to make this approach. He wants to move the chariot forward. He wants to offer her something. This could actually be a ring. This could be an engagement. This could be someone, I know that sounds crazy because it looks like they don't know each other, or they could be dating. They could be dating. And she's showing up as very single and very independent, but take it as it resonates. She could just be very independent. Maybe maybe you guys are actually dating or seeing each other and you're just showing up really independent. Or it could be that this female in the situation is single and very independent. But the King of Swords is showing up stressed out about making this offer and making this approach. And that's such a shame, because I thought about it. I thought, you know, I could have that Jane Austen life where no one just, if there's a Mr. Darcy around in my life, like, I don't think he'll ever say anything to me, because how would he know that I'm open, you know, or how would he know that I'm, does that make any sense? I really hope it does. What a weird day. But he's stressing about it. Let's move on. Let's see what else we can get from the cards. Let's see if this situation gets resolved. Jeez. Oh my God. He was heartbroken in the past. He was rejected in the past. It's like he offered his cup and someone just threw it behind them. Or he offered his cup and some words, remember the Three of the Swords are words, and someone said something that just like jarred him, where he just like clammed up and could never open it back up again. there's emotional baggage that plays into this as well. Okay, so it's not just this woman. It's not just that she's very independent and that she's single or something. There's also emotional baggage that he's worried about, that he's got to like work through and let go of, because it's like he's using the King of Swords. It's like he's using past information as a basis to make a decision about the future. And let's see what this really calls for, though, to make this decision for the King of Swords, because he's very, very concerned about it. Remember what I said about the Emperor? The Emperor is all of the kings in one. The Empress is all of the queens in one. So he's going to marshal his energies, and he's going to overcome this for sure. He's going to make an executive decision. He's going to, and this is a very mature man. This is an older man. This is a man either older in years or aged in experience. This is like the king. This is like the big, like the CEO or an impresario, or just like a titan. He's a titan in an industry, whether it's tech or whatever it is, whatever it has to do with, he's like at the very top of the food chain. So it's like, this is the person, and he's using this part of his personality. He's using his logic to try to figure it out. It's like he's trying to figure out his way to her, and it's like he's stressing about it because he's letting, it's like anxieties and fears and the past and, all of the old baggage of the past that he can't really, or he's working through it right now. He's working through it right now. 2 wand cards. Wow, that's incredible. The 8 and the 9 came out together. That happened recently, where I had 2 come out like right, really, really difficult to do in a deck of 78 that I shuffle, right? So this is the speed. This is the communication. Could even be Cupid's arrow. This could be business. It could be business. And there could be some risk involved, but I'm really thinking it's a little bit romantic. And someone's having the masculine side. We're at 17 minutes already. Oh my God. Weird. And so this could be Cupid's arrow. It could also be excitement. Like it's building up. I feel it. Oh, now I'm warm. It's like it's building up, that he wants to he likes her, and he just wants to say something or do something or make the approach, and he's like, oh, and then that inner grinding is really starting to build up in him, and it's really uncomfortable. It's like when the pressure builds up, and then it just like a geyser, but it's really making him uncomfortable. You know how it's like when you're sexually frustrated and you go so long where your body actually hurts. And you actually physically feel like longing for it, and like physical pain. It's like it's really building up in him, and the anxiety is really, really getting to him, because it's like he has so much to offer. He has so much success and wonderful memories to make and just things to do. Like he wants to do something with this person. He wants to, this could be like a ring or a contract or like a marriage. It could be a marriage contract. Duh, that was the most obvious thing to put together. And it's like he wants to do all of this, but it's like the fears, and he's still stressing out about it. He's still like, ooh, would I really be able to survive if it didn't go well? It's like he's caught in between. It's like he knows that the past heartbreak, he knows that that's all done, and he's trying to find his footing in the new future, but it's like, well, it requires a risk. It requires an approach. It requires the ace coming forward, and that's really tweaking him out. And he's still being kind of defensive about it. He's still being kind of defensive about protecting himself, and he doesn't know. Oh, I feel so bad. I wish I could tell you that it's all going to be okay. Let me see if I can see. Let me see what else I could find. I'm really just I'm picking up the masculine really clearly. I think it would help if a masculine's watching this, if we had some insight into the feminine so that they could feel better. Do we have any insight into the feminine that we can deliver in message to this masculine that's super stressed out? That almost came out. Did you see it? It almost came out, but it didn't. If it's meant to come out, it'll come out. I've tested it before, I think this week. Oh, that's what he's afraid of. He knows that she has really high standards. That's what he's afraid of. He's afraid that he's going to offer his cup and that she's going to go, no. He's afraid that she's just going to like reject him totally, just like this. He's afraid that he's going to say, and then she's going to go. You know, that's what he's, God, I'm sorry. It must be so stressful being the one to like, you know. I've always been very, very graceful in my past. And I hope that that karma comes back to me. So he's still defensive. But the excitement's really building up in him. He wants to do it. He wants to try. I really feel that. I really feel that he wants to try. But it's so much emotional baggage. That's what I'm saying. He's exhausted. He's exhausted. It's exhausting him. And it's not even, I bet it's not, you know, he's an emperor and using his King of Sword energy. I bet it's work too. I bet work and this situation is exhausting him. This and the 10 of Wands are the two most clearest messages of physical, mental, emotional exhaustion. It's like, it's everything all at once, especially if he travels a lot. The Chariot is travel. He could need to travel to her, or she might need to travel to him, where he might have to call and have her transported. I don't know. That sounds weird. But the Chariot is travel. Like, it could also be a new car. It's not me. I'm not getting a new car. But he's exhausted. He's really like tossing and turning about this. He's really, really stressing out about it. Oh, poor guy. I wish I can just give you all a big cuddle. I'm sorry. Shit. Sorry. I didn't mean to swear like that. It's only 3 cards. I thought it was more than 3, but I'm taking them because they're 3. So we have the 3 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Staves. So there's victory here. There's collaboration. So, okay, this is part of what's stressing him out. It's overwhelming and it's burdening because this could be a work situation too. If this is someone that he works with, there's even more at stake because it's even worse if things don't work out between you and them. It's even worse if things go south because then now it's like a work issue. Now it's like professional risk as well as emotional risk as well as finance. It's all kinds of risks like wrapped up together, and this makes him very uncomfortable. I bet before he was a person who compartmentalized his love life, his sex life, his work life, his friend life, his family life. I bet they were all neatly stacked little departments. And I bet he ruled each one very dominating, very, you know, like that. And her independence is sort of taking him for like a loop here. And he's like trying to balance. It needs to be the equal give and take. That's what this card is. The 6 of Pentacles is an equal give and take. He needs to find the balance between his work life and getting this personal thing going and getting both of them in tandem in the right way. And he's looking for the right balance for working with someone that he's like attracted to, and putting himself out there with someone that he's working with, you know. But this is like public. This is like one of those very, very public, exposed. So is the Chariot. See, these two come up together a lot for me because they're, number one, very public. Number two, victorious. So this is like the campaign win, remember? And this is more like the athletic, competitive victory. It's like, you know, he knows that there's a lot of competition. He knows that there's a lot of other people that want this female, or that she's highly regarded, or that she has a lot of value. And he can see, and now look at her, she's literally surrounded by golden coins. So he knows that she offers, that she's ripe for the family life part of it, like for picking and for growing a legacy, all that. But he also knows that because there's a lot of work involved here, that she's a multiplicator of wealth as well. Remember, it's right before she becomes the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles multiplies wealth, multiplies the coin. So he knows that she is that once these two get together, think about it, when the Emperor, when this energy crosses paths with this energy, it's just like an explosion. So there's a lot of wealth to be created, a lot of money to be made, a lot of, you know, and that's what this is. It's collaboration. And that's what this is. It's an equal give and take. It has to be, oh my God, that's what freaks him out too, is that he's not used to having it to be like equal like that. I feel like I just said a big secret for him. He's used to dominating. He's used to having the upper hand. He's used to being the boss. And it's not to say that he won't be the boss. I feel like he's still going to be the boss for sure. But he's going to have to, there's a soft spot now because of her. Like, he loves her. And it's like he's never had to work that in this way with someone that he feels that deeply for. He's used to demarcating everything, and he's stressing out about it. It's like he wants it. It's like a dream come true, but at the same time, it scares him to pieces. Wow, there's a lot on the line for him. There's a lot on the line. Like, even just, yes, of course, it's like pride. It's an image issue. He's definitely concerned about how he's coming across in like the public sphere and like la-di-di, la-di-da. But it's like he's worried that about the give and take. It's like he's either worried that he will be too controlling and dominating, or maybe he's worried that she will be too controlling and dominating. I feel so bad about that. I feel like I come across like that, and it's just not true. I have no idea. I'm getting, this is all the masculine side. I'm not getting anything for her side, and I keep asking. See what happens when I try to like ask? We'll pull a couple more cards, maybe one or two more cards to see what the message is. I just want to say one last thing, is that I really feel like this is success and this is victory. And I feel like if there is a cross watcher, or if it's a Scorpio, he came up yesterday. This is a continuation from the Lovers reading yesterday. This is the counter. This is like the 3D reading for that couple yesterday. Yesterday was about, I got the Lovers card, and I hadn't gotten that card since a Leo reading before. I'm serious. I remembered it. I'm like, you know, it was Leo's reading that the Lovers card came up. Like, I knew it. I knew it already. And these two people came up yesterday, and they're coming up again today. This is the 3D reality. So yesterday, the Lovers is the 5D reality. They're actually soulmates. This is more nitty gritty into the actual challenges that they face coming together. This is remarkable. Really remarkable. Wow. Oh my God. Okay, so, and just so you know, now this is his battle. He's trying to battle his feelings and his logic. His intuition is telling him to do it, and his logic is saying, this doesn't make any sense. I'm freaking out. Two different parts of the Emperor are battling it out to make a decision about something. Oh, he wants to. He really, really wants to. This is like speed. This is communication. This is, you know, text messages, phone calls, emails. And there is no communication right now because he's being very defensive about it. He still has his guard up because of the past. He has his guard up because of that horrible, like, cringing heartbreak. He's still trying to, it's, you know what, it's getting worse though. It's building up and building up and building up. And if you're a female, if you're if you're the Falcon chick and you're watching, it's really building up in him and it's causing him a lot of stress, especially exhausting himself with work. He's exhausted. He's got like work situations, and he has this, and he has the work situation with you to think about. And if you're the male watching, you have, it looks like there's so much goodness though. It looks like there's so much that could be here between you two. I want to see if there's anything that I can tell you that will at least tell you one way or another, or give you some insight into the female. Page of Pentacles. This is making room for someone in your life. This is cleaning out the spare bedroom because you know that she loves arts and crafts. Just kidding. And you want to make her a big arts and crafts room. Or you know that she, you know, is a painter, and so you decorate the room, put up an easel and put up paints, and like, or it's even just decluttering, or it's even like physically making room for her. It's travel itineraries, it's booking flights, it's clearing your schedule, it's syncing up your schedules. That's what's stressing him out too, is that he's trying to figure out how, because remember, he's super exhausted with work right now. So it's like what can he possibly do? It's building up and building up. It's getting worse, but he's so busy and he's physically exhausted. Like, how is he gonna, and then he's stressing out about how he's gonna physically make it happen, like the physical action, like the actual action he's going to take. Stressing out that she's going to reject him. And he's stressing out how it's going to affect his work situation and his like social standing, and like, but you know, that's not real. That's like his own neuroses. That's like, that's just part of the stress card, because if you remember in yesterday's reading, she's his star. I mean, the way she makes him feel, and that's why it's such a rough back and forth between his heart and his mind, because, you know, she makes him feel in such a special, vulnerable way, but at the same, it's like what he wants, but at the same time, he has like that emotional baggage to deal with. Sometimes it's people that, there's competition. I bet with both of them. I bet there are other females like competing with themselves for this male, and I bet there are males competing with this Emperor for this female. See, the hardest part for these two is going to be getting together. Once they get together, they'll be fine. Once they get together, it'll be fine. Remember when I said you can believe something that you don't know, and you can know something that you don't believe. It's kind of like that. It's like, it's one or the other. There's things that I know, but I can't say I believe. There's things that I like to let myself believe, but I don't really know. And it's a weird place to be in, but this is also, it's really a heavy competition. It's also winning, but like an empty win. Like, you win, but you lose a friend. You win the battle, but you lose a little bit of respect, or, you know, and there's something sort of not underhanded. It's not underhanded. It's just really competitive, really competitive. And this is what he's stressing about too. He knows there's competition. He knows there's competition for this female. And that's not making it any better for this poor guy. I'm going to keep going until I get something. Oh my God. He loves her. Oh my God. He really, really loves her. He is a secret admirer. This Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor. He's a secret admirer. He's like Romeo. He's got his little cup on his steed, and he's like, just so earnest about it, so sincere, and it's so special. And he's just worried that once it's externalized and once that offer is made, that it just won't be respected, that it just won't be taken seriously, or it won't be taken at all. I wonder if he'll do it. I wonder. I really wonder. Oh my God, I feel like I have to watch Pride and Prejudice tonight now. Remember how hard it was for them to get together, even after they met? It's not going to be like that for this couple. For this couple, I swear, it's like once they actually have like a conversation, like once they really meet. I mean, they could be working together, but it's like once you have a quiet moment alone with another person and you can just be yourselves. Does that make any sense? But for Pride and Prejudice, it was pride, Lizzie Bennet, and it was prejudice, Mr. Darcy, and it was just, that's what it was so difficult about getting those two together, was that it was something inside of both of them. And I feel like these people here, I feel like that part is there first, and then the rest comes after, because they're already united in the 5D reality. And that could be something that they both know, or that this emperor knows, maybe a Scorpio or a scorpionic person. It could be something that they know but do not believe, because they're not someone that believes things like that. Maybe they got used to just not believing in anything. But he's believing in love again because she's his star, and now he's inspired again to feel like very romantic, vulnerable feelings. I wish I can get, yeah, the Knight of Cups is emotions. The cups are emotions. She arouses very deep, important emotions in him, and she's a huge catalyst for change in his life. And he's already doing the work. He's already growing, even if he's stressing out about approaching her. This is going to be another hour-long reading. We have a counterpart. Now, let me tell you something here. I'm not surprised this came up, because I was actually channeling this earlier today. I've been thinking about Pride and Prejudice, thought about it yesterday, talked about it the day before in the video that I recorded for today. And here's something I want to say. Remember when I was talking about how I feel like I come across so Queen of Swords, where I'm just ready to just cut off someone's head without thinking twice about it. And it really does me a great disservice, because that's very, it's low vibrational energy, because with the Queen of Swords, the highest vibration of this energy is supposed to be is a really fair decision maker, a very fair counterpart to the King of Swords. So someone that uses their logic in a responsible way. Remember the Queen of Cups, how emotions, the cups are emotions, and she would never abuse her power and emotionally manipulate someone because it's beneath her. In much the same way, the Queen of Swords, the high vibration Queen of Swords, would never abuse her power to discern and outsmart and outwit and use her intellectual capabilities to cut someone down with their words, or to be cruel to someone with their words. They would never do that. And that's the kind of person that I'm the empress, I'm the high priestess. It's a high vibration. So I went off on one of the videos about the Queen of Swords, and I feel like I just really shot myself in the foot with that, because I thought about it later, and I feel like I just came across so inaccurate, that there was a part of me that was like that at one time, but I have a different perspective now. I've just matured out of this scorched earth type of mentality, or this, super independent, super honestly, Lizzie Bennett. And it's different for me because I'm a writer, and you have to take this as it resonates. You've got to take it as it resonates, because obviously if someone comes in offering you less than what you deserve, it's a very graceful decline. However, if someone comes in offering you something that you do deserve, that is good enough for you, you are only grace incarnate. That's our vibration on Watch Natalie. We are only incredibly gracious and respectful and kind and considerate. So the Queen of Swords, it's like she comes across this very harsh, cold, aloof queen. Yet she will never forget a favor. And the high vibration of the Queen of Swords is incredible loyalty, incredible strength and dignity and integrity. And I have to stress that with the Queen of Swords here. I have to stress the good part of her, because every woman, every ascended woman needs that part. We need every queen, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, we need the Queen of Wands. We need every single queen into one to be the Empress, and the higher evolution to be the High Priestess. So we can't just do lower evolved Queen of Swords and then higher evolved Queen of Cups. It does not work that way. You only get to call yourself that higher evolved status when you've really mastered each tier, each area of feminine development. Okay? And it's all about wielding your power responsibly. And that's what this Queen of Swords is and does. It was this tarot deck. It was the tarot deck of sexual magic, because in that deck, she's like staring at the picture. She's in a dark little room with the candle, and I just and I don't cringe when I think about it, but I just thought that it wasn't the full story with me personally. And I feel like this story, strong, independent women, I remember doing this commercial audition, and I can always feel the misogyny. I can always feel the men that hate women, the men that hate strong women. And I feel like it's always because I attract those guys with mom issues, and I feel like I remind them of their mom, or just something weird, right? And it's kind of not like you remind people of their moms, but this Queen of Swords energy, if someone has a bad reaction to you, it's because a woman in their life abused her power when they were vulnerable little boys. And she crossed boundaries she should never have crossed. And it forever scarred them and made them incapable of being vulnerable with a female. It ruined them forever. That could be this here. This soul could abandon the mission. I'm not going to mince words here. Feminines and masculines, this masculine counterpart might not be able to overcome his emotional baggage. This might build up in him, and then he might implode and just take a million steps backwards and go off and, buy a bunch of champagne and naughty women and just be miserable loser guy for the rest of his life. Or he might have a tower moment that exalts him into divine consciousness. And he just evolves and has his awakening. And then he is open and able to approach you and really begin something important. He will be able to overcome this fear of the Queen of Swords. This is both his fear and your responsibility. And it's hard because I don't know how to not come across really scary and powerful. I don't know. But ladies watching, I don't know your life. You'll have to take it as it resonates and really assess honestly and realistically how much you come across like this. I'm the worst person to give advice because I have no idea how to overcome this. I have no idea. It's like how any masculine would be able to see me really and trust me that I don't know. How is my soulmate gonna, okay, if you're the feminine, if you're the individual, if you're independent, how would you how do you control how you come? It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. And you'd think that I would know, being an actress. You'd think that. You would think that. No. I don't know. I really don't know. But it's something that he's worried about, and it's something that you need to know and absorb and think about as a feminine, and masculines, you have to think about it as a masculine. If there's a strong, independent woman that intimidates you and makes you reticent and makes you feel like you don't want to offer your cup, it has less to do with her and more to do with why you feel like you can't handle dealing with this type of personality or this type of power in a woman. And if you don't trust her to be responsible and treat you with respect and kindness, why is that? Who told you that strong, independent women are going to be a certain way? Who told you that? Where did you pick that up? Is it your social conditioning? Is it how your dad treated women? Is it how your mom treated you? Controlling you and trying to just control every aspect of your life and guilt you and manipulate your life and use you to make money, use you to do this, made you do this and guilted you for that. It's all of that. And I hate to get into that really icky, vulnerable, emotional baggage, but I have to because I'm your favorite Capricorn on YouTube, and it's my damnedest duty to be as responsible as humanly possible with all the trust that you're giving into me to be your tarot psychic strategist, Capricorn lady, and let you know all the good, the bad, and the ugly so that you can be armed with the information to go forward and make the best decisions in your life. Because I'm a hermetic screenwriter genius, Lizzie Bennett chick. Not chick. High priestess, empress. But you know what I mean. You might have a chance. If this is you, you have a chance at love. Please take it. Please take it and live it for people like me and Jane Austen, who died alone. She never found her Darcy. It never happened for her. It's like all the chances I took in my life. I have all the humiliating things that I've tried and done and fell flat on my face. I love that I have hilarious stories to tell my niece one day, because I can't live with regret. I can't. I would always rather just make the phone call, send the email, mail the letter. That's just me. I'd rather have those stories of how I failed miserably than if I just never tried at all. It's just me. So dealing with your life, if you're feminine or masculine watching, if you're the feminine, you probably know way better than me how to come across better. And if you're the masculine, you'll have an idea of whatever it is that's holding you back from approaching this female. Especially if you think she's your soulmate, especially if you feel like she is, it's even scarier to you. It's even more stressful for you. You're exhausted. There's shit going on at work. And now you're really thrown off guard because you don't think things are supposed to happen this way, where you meet someone at work. You want to compartmentalize everything, but you got to go with it. You got to go with the flow. One last card. Wow, I'm really preachy today. I'm sorry. I'm so tired and sweaty and gross. You gotta be fucking shitting me. Guess who's peeking out? Guess who's watching us? Scorpio. Because it's probably a Scorpio. even if it's not a Scorpio, this is the masculine I'm speaking directly to right now. It's time to put a death to this. It's time to put a death to all of those last drudging little blocks that's preventing you from living a beautiful, good life with your soulmate. Everything you endured as a child, all of the sadness of your parents not being together or treating each other horribly, and all of that horror and trauma that you endured, you're letting it go. You are putting a fire, you're putting a flame to it, and you're just burning the last bit of it away. You're undergoing a major transformation, and you know things will never be the same again. There are things that you know now you cannot unknow, and it's because of the love inspired by your soulmate, who you know, who you've seen, who you're watching, either from afar or at work or in your friendship circle or through your family friends. However you're watching them. And through loving them from a safe distance, it's begun the process in you, masculine, to really grow and really, and to really do your soul work. And this is why you've met your star, you know your star, and it's her love and her purity that's transforming you. And it's your rebirth, reborn, regenerating. You're coming back to life. You didn't realize that you've been sort of dead inside this whole time, emotionally deadened, emotionally stunted. You were totally ripped off in the past, emotionally. And now it's time for you to live what you deserve. And you have to give yourself value as a masculine. You have to love yourself the way you were not appropriately loved as a boy. You have to tell yourself that you do deserve boundaries. You deserve a feminine who will not try to control you. You deserve a female who will let you be gone 200 days out of the year and never check up on you and never betray your trust and go through your things and never suspect you of any wrongdoing. You deserve a female who will trust you implicitly, that when you say, jump, I'll catch you, she just closes her eyes and jumps. Because you are being reborn as a masculine, where you are at a point where you can be exactly what she wants and deserves. You know that she has these high standards, and it's part of these high standards that is like scaring you, but also makes you want to like reach it, because you know that she has like a certain vibrational requirement, because she's a star. She's made of stardust. So you have to be like male stardust. You know what I'm saying? So it really is time to put a death to all of the emotional baggage and to just move forward in your own time, whenever that is, whenever you're ready, because she's just being a star, like twinkling in the night sky, and you're the one who has to finish the work that you have to do. And you have to know, masculines, that you deserve to be trusted. If you're really doing the soul work, obviously you're probably not a piece of poop 53 minutes into this tarot video still watching me. You're probably a great guy. You're probably someone trying to just do your best and evolve your soul. And I really think that's my tribe. Like all of the Watch Natalie people, we're all just trying to do that. And part of what I'm doing here is to help you cultivate your own psychic abilities, your own energy work, your own metaphysical experiences. That's why I say to try it, to test it. Test me, write things down. I want to know who I'm really tuning into. So I love when you comment like, okay, I'm getting a lot of Capricorn Scorpio couples that this really like aligns with, you know? So it's like that. You're going to have a lot of capabilities opening up for you, especially if you're a Scorpio, So I think you feel it, like it's time. You feel it. It's like something you know, maybe you don't believe, or you believe it, you don't know it. Two things can be true at once. Maybe it's even both. And you have a sincere cup to offer, and you're getting back in touch with, maybe it was an old dream you had. Maybe it was an old wish that you had when you were a boy or a teenager or a young adult. because I remember I get this vibe that this masculine's a little bit of an older masculine, and then somewhere along the way you just lost your religion, you lost your faith, and now it's coming back, and with it is like that risk and that, oh, it's such a sincere offer that you have. It's such a sincere heart that you have to offer this with. And last thing I'm going to say, because I'm falling apart now, is that it would be a real shame if you guys didn't get together. With this, I end my reading. I hope this was wildly entertaining. I'm just kidding. I hope you found something useful out of this, and I will see you guys next time.